Well, bombshell news out of the USA today. Lawsuits flying all over the place. MetaMask in the hot seat. Ethereum development studio Consensys fighting back. We're going to dive on all that in a second. It's crazy stuff, man. It's crazy. We also got some big Bitcoin news, some altcoin news, answering your questions, of course, in the second half of the stream. So stick around. We got some juicy stuff to discuss here. And let's just dive straight into it with a rehashing of the segment that I like to call "Your Government Hates You and Wants You to Be Poor." What is this? The SEC served Consensys, which is one of the major Ethereum development studios, with a Wells notice alleging that MetaMask wallet is operating as an unlicensed broker dealer. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What they want to criminalize self-custody. You see, the Bitcoin ETF, it's a problematic thing because the SEC's put the Bitcoin ETF out and said, well, see, there you go. That's enough. We've placated the industry. Look, we're good guys. We're going to play by the rules, even though they got bitch slapped in court and were forced to do that. But the attack on crypto has been so big recently by the US government. It's insane. It's the most anti-freedom organization I could possibly imagine. Land of the free. Yeah, right. Tell that to the SEC. Guess who has more freedom? Hong Kong. Come on. It's quite funny when you think about all of it. A lot of other countries are eating America's lunch right now when it comes to the crypto industry specifically. Other issues too, perhaps, but we're talking about crypto. And yes, I agree, trying to hold back the machine, SEC has lost all credibility. This is absolute ridiculousness. I mean, to be doing this, it's just they're going after the most well-funded companies in the industry. They're going after Coinbase, which they're going to lose that case, just like they're losing the Ripple case. They are going after Ethereum. They're going after Consensys. They're going after all of these big players with ridiculous accusations. MetaMask is not an unlicensed broker dealer. MetaMask is a piece of software that is a front-end portal to decentralized software networks, which are the blockchains. To argue that they're an unlicensed broker dealer is disingenuous. You have to remember, we have seen a whole bunch of SEC lawyers quit in disgrace because they've been slapped down so bad in the courts. The courts have continually rebuked almost everything the SEC has been trying to push, saying that the SEC has been operating disingenuously, gross misconduct. All these things are like what the judges have said about the SEC and the SEC's lawyers. Right? Yeah, not to say criminal overreach, but massive overreach and all this kind of stuff. The SEC is not your friend. The government's not your friend. In fact, the government hates you, wants you to be poor. From that tax stuff that we covered yesterday to this kind of stuff here, they don't want you to have self-custody wallets. They want everybody to be corralled into the warming, deadly, poisonous embrace of central bank digital currencies. They want you to have to spend your money or to be stuck in fiat. Either way, it works for them. Whether you're forced to continually sell your assets or to try dump it all back into bonds or whatever it might be, it's wild stuff. Don't trust the government as far as you can throw them. They're pretty damn big. In fact, can't throw them at all, so don't trust them at all. Anyway, that's insanity. And then here, look at this. FBI issues a warning today. FBI issues public service announcement telling Americans to beware of financial services that do not ask for KYC information, including name, date of birth, address, and ID before allowing you to send or receive your cryptocurrency. That is directly linked to what was just announced about MetaMask. So beware of using self-custody wallets. How dare you be in charge of your own money? Criminals! You're a criminal if you're in charge of your own money. And you think that sounds a bit over the top? Just remember, America is the country that banned private ownership of gold. Okay, you weren't allowed to own gold because you're children. Okay, your children, you're not able to be trusted with that kind of stuff. So they took everyone's gold away, except, the smart people who buried it in their backyard. And what they give you in exchange for that? Paper. They give you paper money backed up by literally nothing except for a trust us bro from the government. And here they are again, back at it. They don't want you to have cryptocurrencies. I know I know crypto's been crazy recently, man, and it's all the meme coin bullshit and all that stuff, but all of the edges of volatility and degeneracy and all that stuff can be distracting from the core of what is world-changing, game-changing technology, the new financial layer of the internet that the smart countries, Singapore, Switzerland, the UAE, Hong Kong, the UK, France, these countries are all hopping on board because they see where the future is going. They understand that this is going to be some of the most important technology since the internet itself, along with AI, of course, but different story. And they're adopting that technology. The United States is looking at it, instead of looking at it and saying, damn, we could use this technology to prolong the dominance of the dollar for decades more. Instead, they're looking at it and going, please drop the dollar, run away from our failing system. And that's exactly what people are doing. I mean, if you're a developer in the United States right now, what are you doing? Get out immediately and go to Dubai. Like, what? It's not even a question anymore. It's crazy. Why open yourself up to that kind of madness? Now, it is being fought. It is being fought on many, many fronts. And the SEC, I do believe, will lose humiliatingly. And I'm here for it. We're gonna crack open some Perrier when that happens, baby. This Bill Hughes. Bill is a lawyer at Consensys. He says, today we sued the SEC. They have no right to unplug the US from Ethereum. They have no right to prohibit peer-to-peer blockchain software. And there are too many Americans, developers, investors, and everyday users who are going to be hurt if they're allowed to continue unopposed. So we had to do something. There it is, guys. They're fighting back. And I'm glad. Coinbase is fighting back. Ripple's fighting back. The Ethereum Foundation and Consensys, they're fighting back. People are fighting back. They don't want to take the bullshit anymore. At least the American crypto industry is standing up and saying enough is enough. The problem is not everyone's well-funded enough. You guys remember library credits? Such a non-controversial, obvious utility token for like a very sort of like PC platform of like video sharing stuff. They crushed them. The SEC crushed that poor company for no reason, except that they could, because they knew they didn't have the money to properly defend themselves. Ripple has the money, Coinbase has the money, and Consensys has the money. Now it's a massive waste of time, resources to have to go fight the SEC in court over this bullshit when regulators could actually step in and create real regulations instead of letting the SEC try to regulate by lawsuit. But that's what's going on in America, and it's very unfortunate. Now, what's interesting is that the price of Ethereum hasn't really moved all that much in spite of all this drama going on. And look, this is just, you have to understand, all of this stuff, it's not really that big of a deal in the long run. I think all these cases are going to be won by the companies, the crypto companies. I think the SEC is going to lose all of this stuff because they have a history of losing. They lost against Grayscale, lost against Ripple. They're losing against Coinbase. They're definitely going to lose against Coinbase. And on and on and on. Tony Big, yes, capricious. That's a good word, capricious. He says, my tax dollars are funding all of this capricious nonsense. Doesn't it just piss you off? And now they're proposing taking more of your money to fund more of this capricious nonsense. It's ridiculous. Bitcoin, of course, the entire cryptocurrency industry taking a bit of a hit on this news. People tend to overreact to these kind of FUD stories. Oh no, the SEC's coming after MetaMask wallet. Quick, run away. Anyway, it is what it is. Bitcoin, of course, is fine. The rest of the crypto industry is going to have to do a bit of fighting, unfortunately, and they're winning the fights, but it's still, it's a massive distraction for the entirety of the industry. So yeah, anyway, there it is. Bitcoin still grinding down, still, let me see there. Still no bull cross on our MACD. Still just hanging around the 50-day EMA. Not much else to report. Let's take a quick note from today's sponsor, which is iTrust. Guys, iTrust lets you do tax-free crypto trading. So you can trade 365, 24/7, like the crypto marks, all the popular top coins from Bitcoin and Ethereum down to Dogecoin, Solana, Cardano, whatever. They got the big stuff over there. You can trade 1,000 times and never once have a taxable event. That's pretty cool, right? Huge tax advantages. They're also the biggest crypto IRA provider. They are the #1 by volume, total assets under management, total users, all that kind of stuff. You can even real gold and silver via the partnership with Kitco. So if you want to learn more about rolling over your existing IRA, starting a new one, then check out the link down below. And you also get a $100 funding bonus when starting your account over at iTrust. So let's move on. I want to share a chart with you from Scott Melker, Wolf of Wall Streets. This is the emotional pattern of the market investing, isn't it? It's so true. I mean, look at it. Human emotion in Bitcoin during the bull market described in a single chart. Every time price is up, we're going to make it. Every time price is down, it's so over. So over. We're so back. It's so over. We're so back. Anyway, right now, Bitcoin basically just in range. We haven't really broken out of the range. I think if we break under 60K with any kind of definitiveness, here we can look. If we break under here, this 60K area, 58K being the real sort of final line of support within this broader sort of range rat right here, then yeah, 52K becomes a real possibility. But let's see. And if that happens, whatever. It's not even that big of a deal, to be honest. But let's just keep an eye and see what happens. Not sans, but the most likely scenario. But there's a lot of FUD in the market right now. People are feeling a bit on edge, especially all those people who bought their Bitcoin ETFs at $73,000. Probably getting a bit worried at this stage. Interesting, too, that Bitcoin ETF inflows have slowed down a lot. Actually, we had 0 inflows for BlackRock specifically yesterday. So pretty crazy. The money will come back, though. The money will come back. I like the attitude, of course, in the market. BlackRock ETF buyers at 73,000 bought $1 billion in just one day. Yesterday, 0 inflows when the price is $64,000. There is a lesson there, isn't there? People love buying when the price is high and going up. People are terrified to buy when the price is even down 15, 20%, which is for Bitcoin nothing. Crazy, isn't it? Human psychology, fascinating stuff. And of course, they're not buying, but guess who is still paying attention? All of the big institutional players. Morgan Stanley preparing 15,000 brokers to proactively recommend clients to buy spot Bitcoin ETFs. He said, we're going to make sure everybody has access to it. That's a lot of brokers, man. That's a lot of brokers. Juan here pointing out, researcher over Bitwise Invest, he said, has momentum in the crypto ecosystem run out of steam. Bitcoin inflows have been slowing. January 1.5 billion, February 6, March 4.6, April so far 170 million. It's big slowdown. But there are 2 important driving forces underway. So the second wave of ETF inflows are coming. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs are about to launch in Hong Kong. Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, Wells Fargo, UBS, and others doing due diligence on approving Bitcoin ETFs. Retirement consulting firm GRP revealed exposure to Bitcoin ETFs in their latest filing. Number 2, innovation is ramping up. Tether announced new initiatives to drive innovation in stablecoins, DeFi, AI, tokenization, Bitcoin mining, blockchain education with $2.85 billion in Q4 profits. They're well capitalized to drive these initiatives forward. Block announced 3 nanometer BTC mining chip and it's developing comprehensive Bitcoin mining systems, Bitcoin ecosystems being invigorated by ordinals, runes, layer 2, ETH ecosystems being invigorated by Denkun upgrade, driving at layer 2 fees down. You can add base onto there. You can add mantle onto there, all the layer 2 excitement going on. BlackRock recently announced its first tokenized fund on chain, right? VC capital deployed to crypto startups has been increasing over the past 2 quarters. The effects won't be felt in the next few days or weeks, but will rather compound over the next 6 to 12 months. I wholeheartedly agree with everything he has to say there. You have to focus on the big picture. Day-to-day price volatility will screw you up all kinds of, but big picture, look at everything that's going on. And then you tell me that in months' time, we're not going to be seeing a recovery in the market, or that in a few years, next year, a few years down the line, prices are going to be dramatically higher. The market's not going anywhere. Okay. This is tech. Tech only keeps going up. And this is what the wild west of tech in crypto. Huge volatility, wild, crazy BS happening every day. But long term, it's up only, essentially. If you smooth out the volatility, you'll see where we're going. That day-to-day noise can screw you up, though. I get it. but still. Let's do some quick altcoin news before we dive into your questions. We got some great stories to cover today. Stripe co-founder gives a live demo accepting payments in USDC on Solana, calls it a new crypto world due to its speed and low cost, appreciates cheap transaction costs. This is really, really massive, by the way. And apparently people who accept payments in crypto via Stripe, they can just accept fiat as well. So they can get paid in USDC on Solana. And it just comes into their bank account as dollars, which is pretty cool, right? So they get to take the advantage of using the payments and not having to deal with some of the issues that might come with using credit cards and stuff like that. Great. I love it. Very cool stuff. It's interesting too. Stripe's working with Solana. Big partnership. Big partnership. Very cool stuff. So great news for Solana. Great news for the crypto industry overall as adoption. Again, that's just another one of those stories. Do you see what's happening? Do you see how big everything's getting? Sandeep from Polygon, founder of Polygon, says Franklin Templeton, one of the largest financial institutions in the world, has enabled peer-to-peer transfers of tokenized shares in its U.S. government money fund on Polygon. It's really interesting that I know a lot of you guys keep asking about Polygon in the Q&A sessions, and it's interesting that Polygon hasn't really got more love so far this cycle because they are still here and they're building and they're doing all kinds of great stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool news. I like it. Well done, Polygon guys. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to two of my bags that are teaming up. Love it. By the way, if you want to see what my bags are, you can always find my portfolio disclosures in the description on YouTube, the pinned comment on X. There you'll see my current holdings, my venture holdings, as well as a risk statement because crypto, in case you haven't figured it out by now, is risky as heck and you can lose all your money like that. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, Chainflip Labs are teaming up or have teamed up with OrdiSwap. So soon, seamless transfer of native ETH to BTC with Chainflip on OrdiSwap to make the experience even more efficient. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Of course, OrdiSwap well positioned as a decentralized exchange coming to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Definitely going to be something to keep an eye on when they come out. And hey, a quick note for everybody who's on the puff train, who's chasing that dragon with me, man. On the puff train. The Blue Chapter 3 Blue Potion bonding is going live tomorrow. So this is going to be like a 28-day lockup. All the details are here. Come and read it. If you have the puff tokens, it's relevant to you. If not, then I guess it is not relevant to you. But man, this has been an interesting meme coin experiment without a doubt. So I will be taking all of my puff tokens, of course, and locking them into the Blue Potion and continuing to chase that dragon and play the puff magic dragon game here at their meme coin. It's been very, very profitable so far. I suspect it will continue to be profitable. Anyway, that's the news segment of the video. Let's crack one open, guys. Get your drinks ready, everybody. Let's have a good time here. And what do you guys want to talk about? Well, that's a good one. Anthony says, why do I keep getting meme coins airdropped to my Coinbase wallet? And soul-based bunny. Oh, I sold based bunny too soon, apparently. That happens. Sometimes you're going to sell things too soon. You will get a lot of spam on your address. When you start doing anything on chain, you start doing a few interactions or you start holding certain meme coins or whatever it might be, you're going to start getting a lot of spam sent to your wallet. And a lot of this is malicious garbage. Okay. Look at it as the equivalent of like getting Nigerian prince scam emails, but to your crypto wallet. Okay. So just ignore them. Just ignore them. This is part of the reason why a lot of airdrops these days have switched over to the you have to come and claim it model versus just throwing it out there to random wallets. Evan asks, do you think the SEC rejection of the spot ETF May is already priced in? Yeah, I would say it's probably largely priced in, but I would say on the announcement, you'll probably see a dip in ETH. So keep that in mind. But I would say, yeah, to a large extent, the market's already kind of accepted that it's not going to get approved. So there you go. I actually had a story on that, which didn't really cover, but this Reuters reporting U.S. issuers and other firms expect the SEC to deny their applications to launch the ETF after discouraging meetings with the agency in recent weeks. 4 people said recent meetings between issuers and the SEC have been one-sided, and agency staff have not discussed substantive details about the proposed product. So the SEC stonewalling again, screwing U.S. investors. You know, it's wild. They keep. Remember, America is supposed to be a representative democracy. They're supposed to represent your interests, but they almost categorically do not represent the things that the average people want. Okay. And if the SEC was trying to protect investors, they would pass an Ethereum spot ETF. If they were representing investors' desires and wishes, they would pass an Ethereum ETF. But they don't represent you. They represent their banking and oligarch overlords. SEC, man. I tell you, these guys. Let me see. Just looking for Dan says, did I DM you on Facebook? No, Dan. Dan, I did not. Watch out, guys. I have verified accounts. Okay, we have a verified Facebook account. We have a verified Instagram account. We have a verified. Do we verified on TikTok? I'm not sure. TikTok. I'm pretty sure if it's verifiable, it's verified on TikTok, verified on Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. So be careful. There's lots of impersonators out there. We will not be. Neither me nor anyone on my team will be DMing you, asking you to, do Bitcoin mining or to like let us trade your money for you or anything like that. Those are scams, man. Be careful. Same if any other crypto influencer happens to slide into your DMs, if Altcoin Dailies, they're like, hey guys, we're going to trade. We're going to make you $50,000 a month. Just send us some Bitcoin, right? That's a scam, man. Okay. All the big crypto personalities are getting impersonated on a day-to-day basis. Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, like, come on, man. If Elon Musk is in your DMs asking if you want help trading Bitcoin, just be careful. Okay. That's not Elon Musk. I got news for you. All right. Where are we up to? Charles says, talk about the Internet Computer Protocol. Don't know enough about it, say enough about it, but we do have an explainer video coming on that in the not so distant future. So keep that in mind. AVAX, $350 to $500 out of the question. No, it's not out of the question. It's 10x from here. Sounds logical enough. Let's say I'd believe that. I'd believe that sounds logical. If you were to say 1,000 or 5,000 or 2,000, 350, $500, that sounds reasonable. So now that I have some coins in MetaMask, what do I do now? You don't need to do anything. Don't worry, man. Your MetaMask. Okay, so first and foremost, your coins are not in MetaMask. This is something you need to understand. Your coins are not in MetaMask. Okay, your coins are on the blockchain. This is part of the reason why the SEC suit's so beyond stupid. Okay, your coins are not in MetaMask. MetaMask is a software, kind of like a front end that allows you as like a gateway or a portal to see into and interact with your blockchain assets. You can take your MetaMask passphrase and put it into a Ledger wallet, a Trezor wallet, a Phantom wallet, a Trust wallet, whatever. And it's going to bring up all your assets on any of those other wallets. Okay. Because your assets are on chain, okay? And that is unlocked via your private key, not the wallet itself. The wallet's just a front end for your on-chain access, okay? So you don't have to do anything. Just leave them on your MetaMask. I guess if, in 6 months, a year's time, the case goes against MetaMask for some reason, which I don't think it will. It's such an absurd lawsuit. But if they go against MetaMask and MetaMask is forced to shut down, well, then just take your passphrase and your software is probably still going to work. They're probably just going to have to not issue out let people download it in the future. And maybe they'll sunset it and say, hey, we're not going to do updates after a certain amount of time, which you're going to want to move your assets at that point. But you don't have to actually move all your assets. You can just load your passphrase onto a new wallet, preferably one that doesn't have a development team based in the USA. Right? But yeah, you don't need to do anything right now. Don't need to do anything. Dion, do you think Manta's still surviving? Yeah, I mean, they're still surviving, but I think the layer 2 space is super super competitive right now and very much getting diluted. So they need to 100% get people on chain, doing stuff and get things that people have to use, that people are super excited. Like, I've got to go and FOMO into using this app or playing this game on Manta. JT, what do you think with BlackRock? Are they going to invest in this bull run on crypto projects like Opulus or others? I have no idea what Opulus is. Never heard of it. Will BlackRock invest directly into altcoins? I mean, to an extent, I'm sure they already have. Obviously, they have some Ethereum because they've interacted with Ethereum. $1 worth of Ethereum, I have no idea. Have they bought $1 billion of their own Bitcoin ETF? We haven't seen that yet. Remember, BlackRock offers products to their customers. So the Bitcoin ETF is not BlackRock buying and holding all that Bitcoin personally. It's their customers giving them the money and then they buy it. Okay. Jason asks, how do we get exposure to off the grid? Can't find a coin. Yeah, it's because off the grid is not out yet. The game is not out yet. The token is, well, the game, you can actually go and play the game on the test net. So if you want to do that, you might be getting an airdrop potentially. So maybe it's worth looking into how to go and play the game. Okay. Or interact with the test net in any way that you can. But you have to watch out. The game token has not been released yet, so you have to wait. Would you put $1,000 in the synthetic AI? I haven't heard of it, so no. I have no idea what you're talking about. So many coins, man. So many coins. BlackRock bought $7 million worth of ISP a few weeks ago. I don't know what ISP token is, but cool. Rock and roll. They didn't know they've been buying altcoins, but great if they have. I have no idea what that is, or that BlackRock bought it, but hard to keep up with everything going on in the crypto industry, to be honest. So wouldn't be surprised either. Manta stole my stone. Don't try. They did. What do you mean they stole your stone? Yeah, you haven't. I guess you might be having trouble getting it off. I think their initial instructions on how to get your stone off of Manta Network was not wildly clear. There's also, of course, like the wait period. If you're trying to use their bridge to withdraw, I think it's like a week or 2 week wait period for the withdrawal. So keep these things in mind. Okay. Lark, let's do custom furniture for crypto transfers. I make destructive child-proof furniture. Why is Coinbase charging me $26 to transfer my Bitcoin to my ledger when BTC's fees are $2 to $4? Well, recently, Bitcoin fees have been higher. You can thank the runes wildness for that, and they have to be responding to what the fees are at the moment, right? So if the fees are higher, they have to charge you higher fees. So if you might look now and the fees are $2 or $4, right? But then in 20 minutes when you go to withdraw, well, the fees might be higher, or they're just set it higher for the day because maybe they're not trying to update their fees every 5 minutes on withdrawal fees. So they have to make sure that they're charging what it actually costs, and you can kind of blame runes and the meme coins happening on Bitcoin right now for the higher fees. EG says, when you say we're early on base, how early are we actually? I think we're pretty early. I mean, obviously, we're not wildly early. Look, I've been using base since day 1, day 2, maybe. I got money on there straight away, started playing around with stuff, put some money into a few different things, and just played, right? And then I probably did that for a few weeks, then kind of just lost a bit of interest because there wasn't that much on there yet. And then I've come back some weeks ago. I've been playing around on there a lot more. I think there's a much better experience, more things to do, more fun to be had on base right now. I think we're pretty early because base is still not the number 1 layer 2 on Ethereum. It will be. It will be, unless I'm totally wrong on my thesis around base and their smart wallet doesn't take off. No Coinbase users come on Base. No Coinbase users. They're 120 plus million customers. None of those 120 million plus customers end up spending any money on Base or buying any memes on Base or any of that kind of stuff. And I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that it's going to be absolutely crazy when they start bringing all these people on chain with their smart wallet. So we're pre-smart wallet. Let's put it that way. Smart wallet is probably going to be a game changer. Not on day one. I know that guy's never on days. Nothing ever happens on day one. But fast forward 6 months from now, and you'll see big impact on the entire Base ecosystem from that smart wallet launch, which is coming soon. I've heard of Barachain. Barachain. Or actually, Barachain is something that we are regularly interacting with as our part of our 10K to 100K portfolio challenge. By the way, if you're not signed up to the newsletter, go sign up to the newsletter. It's absolutely awesome. Link in the description. But we're playing with Barachain for that. So yeah, I've used Barachain. We use it almost weekly. I didn't play anything last week, but most weeks I'm doing stuff on Barachain. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting when it comes out. We'll see. Lots of blockchains out there. Hard to say if it's going to be like the big winner or whatever. But what is my honest opinion on Cardano? I think Cardano needs to step up its game this market cycle. I feel like for being a top 10 cryptocurrency, it lacks in apps and money on chain and all that kind of stuff. I'd really like to see Cardano bring out a lot more this cycle. And I worry that if it doesn't, what's the future going to be for Cardano? I know Cardano's got a very dedicated community, right? But let's see some more stuff over there. Again, I don't see a lot of big companies building much on Cardano. I know there are some. I'm not saying no one's doing it. Just saying, well, again, I haven't seen a single deck this season, and I get all kinds of decks pushed in my inbox all the time. I haven't seen a single deck of anybody building on Cardano. It's problematic. Where are all the builders at? And I know there are some. Don't tell me. I know there are some. Okay, but comparing ecosystems of like Cardano to Solana, it's not even in the same category. So Cardano's got to step it up, man. That's my that is my thought on it. Thoughts on Sneck and Max Mayer? Well, Max Mayer is a YouTuber. So I mean, look, if they're teaming up for promotional or marketing activities, I mean, great, but that's not like game-changing partnership or anything. It's not like they partnered up with like Samsung or Sony or I don't know, Twitch or something. Like that would be like a really big partnership. Partnering up with a YouTuber, I mean, cool, but I don't see it as being any real sort of game-changing moment for Sneck. Sneck is a meme coin on Cardano, but that's the one you're talking about. I got that right? It's meme coin on Cardano. So see, there's things on Cardano, but I don't know. That's not, in my mind, that's not a big partnership, right? Okay. Bitcoin Cash has instant transactions for near zero fees. It does. It's true. That's true. Those are the truths, man. Those are truths. Well, we answered this question yesterday, but it's a good question. Arrow versus Jupe. Do you think you'll hold on to either of them to mature for another cycle or just take profits up? I'll probably just take profits on both of them, to be honest, and then rebuy them in the bear market. Maybe, right? We'll see how the general vibe is around Solana and Base at that time, but I don't know. It's such a hard thing holding your assets when they go down 90, 95%. And these ones probably go down 90, 95%. Beta plays on major ecosystems are great going up and brutal going down. So a lot of the gains will be erased. So yeah, I will probably just take profits, and they'll be hard. I could put Trader Joe in the same category. It's, a big exchange on Avalanche and Arbitrum and pays out real yield in USDC, but there's not going to be a lot of real yield in the bear market, right? Because no one's gonna be trading on chain, or very few people, let's say, comparatively. JT says, what's your thought of the top of the bull in April next year or November next year? Well, no, or November this year. Look, I've got a few videos breaking down all these different theories. I am in the Approximately, it'll be a 4-year cycle until proven otherwise. So that's going to be late 2025 market top. I understand the accelerated cycle top theory, and with chaos that could come around like a US election and all that stuff, I mean, there's a lot of wild cards that could come out. Okay. So maybe, right? We get up to 90K. And actually, an idea I've been thinking about potentially more, and we'll see how it plays out. But maybe we get that double peak cycle where we peak at like 90K in like November this year, and then we drop 40, 50% or whatever back to like, I don't know, 52. We get down to 52K finally. And then we grind up to 215 in late 2025. None of this would surprise me. So nobody really knows where the markets are going, how we're going to get there. But my guess would be we're going to get to 215 to maybe 250K market top late next year for Bitcoin. That's going to be $3.5 trillion market cap for all altcoins, which adds about $3 trillion to the entire crypto altcoin space, which means all your coins are going to go wild. Let's check a few of these super chats here. How was vacation? It was great, man. It was great. Went to Australia. Australia's always a good time. Saw some kangaroos, some koalas. Thoughts on XRP? Oh, be careful not to control. Actually, we have an XRP video coming in a day or two. And the summary of that is that I feel like the XRP use case, much like I like to trash on Litecoin, I feel like the XRP use case is just not as strong as it used to be. Right? Back when XRP is old. Back in the day when XRP was envisaged as an idea, game-changing idea back then, right? And back when I first bought XRP, I was like, wow, this is a game-changing idea. And in 2017, when I bought XRP, it was a big idea. It was a game-changing idea. This was before stablecoins had taken off big. This is before we had sub-penny transfer fees on Tron and on Solana. And now you can actually transfer USDT on the Telegram blockchain for free. So the use case for XRP to me, I'm just not super sold on it personally. I obviously hope everybody who invests in XRP makes lots and lots of money. Fantastic. I really hope you guys do. But for me, I wouldn't buy XRP. It's not, doesn't float my boat. The use case or the, cozy relationship with all these banking industry guys and stuff. I don't know. Not my tea, man. Not my cup of tea. But it can be your cup of tea, and I hope you make money on it. Let's see here. What hard wallet do you recommend? Well, I still use my Ledger. I know Ledger is not as popular as it used to be. They've made some definite missteps around some of their releases, right? Like around their what the heck was that thing called? Basically, you could pay for a monthly service to be able to have account recovery, something like that, and people were like, this is going to create a backdoor into Ledger and all this stuff. And people didn't like it. And their marketing announcement around that didn't work out very well. So people have a bad opinion of them because of that. But I still use my Ledger all the time. I like my Ledgers, big fan. Personally, it's what I use. What I would still recommend to people to use. I like it. I don't know. It's just what I've been using for a long time. But that being said, if you don't like all that stuff that I just said, go use Trezor. They also have great wallets. So you can check them out. Just make me rich. Yes. Numbers will go up, guys. Numbers will go up. Morning, Lark, with the latest approval on Injective 3.0, should CS become even more deflationary as $35 billion market cap in the realm's possibility for this coming cycle. What's it at right now? Like 1.5 or something like that. Just hold on a second. Let's get the thing up. Wait a second. Gas is 6 way on Ethereum right now. That's crazy, man. If you need to do anything on Ethereum, go do it now. Go do it now. 35 is like a 10x, so 260, $350. Wouldn't be that crazy, to be honest. I wouldn't be blown away to see those kind of market cap potential for Injective, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Lark, I'm glad to see a different shirt. Got a t-shirt on today. We're mixing it up, guys. Ashton Kutcher shilling Ripple on Ellen was a deal breaker for me. I remember that. Hi, Lark. Is farm-based legit? I put an ETH in. I don't know. I hope so. I guess if not, I'm going to lose an ETH. Look, it's something I've been experimenting with. I told myself I'm going to put an ETH in there. We're going to come back in a few months, see what happens, see how it goes. The idea makes sense, right? You give them your Ethereum, they take a cut, and they go out and farm a bunch of airdrops for you. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah. Do you use the ledger swap feature? I do not. I don't use ledger swap feature. I just go and swap on exchanges directly. I think I've used it like one time, something like that, but no, it's not something I use regularly. Lark, what about LCX and their RWA push? Haven't really thought about LCX in a long time, but I think anybody getting the RWA game right now is going to be well positioned. Okay. And I have not kept up to date with LCX and all the things that they're doing, but I think that in general, anybody looking to expand their use cases to AI, DPIN, or RWA, they're nice narratives to plug into. Thoughts on AMP? Nope, no thoughts on AMP. Is that the Ampleforth governance token? If so, governance tokens are just kind of, but could do okay. Who knows? Where do I see Link end of year? End of year, I have no idea. End of cycle, $140. Maybe it gets up to like 160, 170. We'll see, but that'd be 140, pretty good. I'd be happy taking profits there. How are you feeling about HBAR? I just don't really think about HBAR very much. And, I guess the unpacking of that BlackRock story the other day, BlackRock came out and said, no, we're not actually working with HBAR. We're working with companies that HBAR is working with. So it wasn't quite an exact representation of how the truth played out, let's say. And I'm still not, just not my cup of tea. HBAR, great. I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy it, make money off it. But I just, can only own so many coins, guys. And it's just not one that tickles my fancy. What are you going to do? Let me see. We're gonna answer one or two more questions here, guys, and then we're gonna finish it up for today. A lot of coins. Neural, no opinion. I've heard of it. I've seen someone talk about it on like Twitter or something like X. We call it X on X. What are your current thoughts on AOS? Don't have an opinion on it currently. I was an investor in it way back in the day, but sold for profit and walked away and haven't really thought about it since then. 140 link would be insane. I agree, but do the Fibonacci's on, man. 180 is actually about where the Fibonacci 3.618 ends up at. I would love to hear your thoughts on Render, how high you think it will go during this bull run. I have no idea how high it's going to go, but I think Render is one of those ones that actually is that's actually really, I think, a very solid player in the GPU, DPIN, AI space. So definitely cool. Definitely a cool one. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Render, I don't have a position. I've considered getting a position. I've not yet got a position. I've not sure I'm going to. I am keeping an eye on it. I don't know, man. I just have so many coins, and I have quite a few other AI investments, and I've got a few private sale AI investments I think are going to do really well and have more upside potential. So I don't necessarily need another coin, but Render, I think, is a very solid play overall. Yeah, what Puff? SP, man. We talked about that Puff chapter 3, man. Excited about it. Excited to put all my Puff back in there. It'll be great. It'll be great. Okay, guys, I think we're going to finish up there for today. Lots of great questions coming through. Yeah, we're going to finish up there. So, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next stream. Peace.